Oh, wow. Pura vida, mi gente. All right, let's put the music down a little. Right. That way I can hear myself. How you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everybody's taking the time to do that. Coming over from the Drop University. Professor Khan Drop, was just on a road there all morning, you know. While I was doing watering my garden and doing other things, preparing for this video, I was listening. A lot of good deep. We're part 129 of Prester John series. And if you don't know what that is, well, you better get hip. We're gonna go ahead and today do episode 12 of Genealogical Stories. What I'm showing here is the playlist I have, again called Genealogical Stories. You can head over to my main page, hit on the playlist tab, and find all my playlists. This is one of them, and you can see all the episodes here. Of course, make sure to catch all the episodes. A lot of people request them, people I already have done. So make sure that you know at least the work I've done before you request things, And yeah, we're gonna do Keanu Reeves today. Yeah, pretty interesting character. Apart from the whole Hollywood dark stuff, right? Um, as an actor, yeah, he's pretty cool. I like the movies he's in. Pretty badass when we're talking about John Wick and the Matrix and all that. And yeah, yeah, I did talk to Sophia. I talked to Sophia since 2004. If you guys don't know who that is, she's the Oracle. She's literally the writer of the Matrix. So it's interesting. A lot of this stuff, and I was always interested in doing his, and on my own personal time I did it, and I found so much I found so much amazing things here that a lot of people probably never even imagine or think. People just probably think they know him, they look at him, and and they just judge. They think they know who people are based on looks only, or what they look like today, not who their ancestors were. Right? So this was a great example, I think, and very famous celebrity, I would say. And I don't know how he is as a person. It seems like he hasn't really. Well, I haven't seen too much. I am messing with everybody. A couple tragic things in his life. I'm gonna read a little bit, but as an actor, he's pretty badass. All right, so Keanu Reeves, right? Or Keanu Charles Reeves. Place of birth, Beirut, Lebanon. All right. When I first saw that, I was like, he's from over there. But both his parents are not from there. They were just there. So it says September 2nd when he was born, 1964. Ethnicity, we're gonna verify all this. We got the tree done. So it says native Hawaiian on his father's side, Portuguese. All right, we're gonna see what type of Portuguese. All right. English, Scottish, at least 1/16 Chinese, remote Dutch. We're gonna check all this out. And his mother, it just says English. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about why. You guys are gonna see how weird his mom's side is. All right, it says Keanu Reeves is a Canadian actor, musician, director, writer, and producer. He is the star of the Bill and Ted, The Matrix, and John Wick franchises, and is also known for his roles in the films Young Blood, River's Edge, Permanent Record, The Prince of Pennsylvania, Dangerous Liaisons, Parenthood, I Love You to Death, Point Break, My Own Private Idaho, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Much Ado About Nothing, Little Buddha, Speed, Johnny Mnemonic, A Walk in the Clouds, The Devil's Advocate, The Replacements, The Gift, Hardball, Something's Gotta Give, Constantine, A Scanner Darkly, The Lake House, Man of Tai Chi, 47 Ronin, Knock Knock, The Neon Demon, Siberia, Destination Wedding, and replicas among many others. All right, a lot of big movies there. You guys all know who he is, man. Act like you don't know The Matrix or John Wick. Come on now. So Keanu was born in Beirut, Lebanon, to Patricia Taylor and Samuel Nolan Reeves. His father, a geologist, is an American born from Hawaii, and his mother, a dancer and costume designer, is English born from Essex. Keanu was raised by his mother in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and holds Canadian citizenship. During his childhood, he also lived in Sydney, Australia, and New York City. Keanu's father is of English, Native Hawaiian, Portuguese, Scottish, at least 116 Chinese, and remote Dutch ancestry. All right. We're going to break all that down based on what we find on the tree, okay? Remember what these terms can mean based on previous videos, right? Overall, Keanu is of roughly 1/4 non-European descent. Keanu is said to be named after a great uncle, Keawehulu, whose name means soft breeze rising. So I did find that. I did find that name and that grand uncle, right? This is talking about way back. And during that same generation, there's another uncle who actually had his exact name, Keanu. We're gonna see that Keanu. I saw it. It came up. Hopefully, we run into it today because it's one of the siblings. But I saw it. So the name's being passed down to him. This was Hawaiian, and today I'm going to show you something amazing about his Hawaiian, a particular line, the Hawaiian line. I was amazed. I was like, wow, you would never know. And well, we'll talk later. Keanu was in a relationship with actress, production assistant, Jennifer Syme until her death in 2001. Unfortunately, tragic. In 1999, the two had a daughter, Ava Archer Syme Reeves. Their daughter was stillborn. Keanu's paternal grandfather was Samuel Nolan Reeves, the son of Charles Armistead Reeves, and Rose Localia Miguel. Miguel, that's what the Portuguese is coming. Samuel was born in Hawaii. Charles was born in Tennessee, of English, Scottish, and distant Dutch roots, and was the son of Samson W. Reeves. All right, so even though his dad's going all the way to Hawaii, eventually that Reeves line made its way over there from the United States via Tennessee, but they were actually, we're going to see, coming from North Carolina. And you guys are going to see who exactly this Reeves names comes from. Some amazing drop. Are you guys ready for that today? All right, so we got the Reeves in Tennessee, right? Samson Reeves and Mary Virginia Armstead Nolan. Rose was the daughter of Joseph Miguel, who was Portuguese from the island of Madeira, right? So they're saying they're from, it's most likely the islands of the Madeiras, right? So I was like, okay, Portuguese from islands of Madeira. I already know what that might mean, right? Sephardic Portuguese cryptos, and cryptos flee, and a lot of these, they fled to the Madeira Islands and Cape Verde. All right, so was it really Madeira though? We're gonna see what the records say of his birth. Keanu's paternal grandmother was named Momilani. Momilani's Sarah Victor Abrams, the daughter of George Peter Pahiel Victor and Lillian Kahwali Holmes. Sarah was born in Hawaii. George was the son of Joseph Iona Victor and Maggie Makakapu Pahiel, and his race is listed as Hawaiian on U.S. censuses. Keanu's great-great-grandfather, Joseph, was the son of Kemukai, later Kamukai, Victor, and Amalia Akoi, who were evidently both the children of Chinese fathers and native Hawaiian mothers. So it's like when they say, of European and Native American mothers. You guys understand? So, and certain lines, yeah, he's got Chinese, right? Male line mixing in with indigenous. We're talking about original indigenous Hawaiians, right? You guys understand who we're talking about? And yeah, so they're mixing with these people coming in, migrating into Hawaii, being forced into Hawaii, whatever reason they're in there, right? And mixing with Hawaiians, local Hawaiians, indigenous. Therefore, Joseph Iona Victor was one half Chinese descent. Keanu Reeves is at least 132 Chinese descent. All right, so we'll see the genealogy, and you're gonna see how much they left out of this, but definitely on they definitely know what they're talking about. Specific lines. Keanu's great great grandmother Maggie Makapapu Pahia was a native Hawaiian. Native Hawaiian, Indigenous Hawaiian, huh? Keanu's great grandmother Lillian is listed as Caucasian Hawaiian by race on the 1930 U.S. Census and as part Hawaiian by race on the 1940s U.S. Census. Lillian's father, George Frederick Holmes, was from Lincolnshire, England, or Australia. That's two major different places, right? So we actually reached, most people had England, and we ended up getting stuck right there, this person. So also a mystery after that, but we'll see the rest of the lines. Lillian's mother, Elizabeth Kaula Ke'aihi Kawali, was born in Hawaii. All right. Yeah, don't mess with John Wick. All right, so that was ethnic celebs breakdown, right? Brief breakdown. All right, we're gonna go move on. So we're just getting some general info. Okay, hold on, guys. So Keanu Reeves family starchanges.com, right? Samuel Nolan Reeves' father, all right, that's a picture of him right there. Okay, and Patricia Taylor, mother. All right, so don't look at his dad and judge right away, guys, because what I found, the amazing stuff I found, the multicultural ancestors that this guy has, his dad, is amazing. You can't really tell by the way he looks, you know? So you're gonna see what I'm talking about. So that's him and his mom, right? Well, he's more than Hawaiian. You guys are gonna see. Just try to wait till the end. Like, if you want to know, if you're here to watch the video, then you gotta watch the video till the end. If you're asking questions about Keanu, I'm gonna answer it during the video, guys. You're gonna see his genealogy. I got his family tree. All right. I'm just trying to explain something right now. That right now, I know people are looking at his dad and picturing a certain thing only, but there's a whole bunch of people behind his dad. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you that links up to your peoples in the Americas. Same peoples. All right. Keanu Reeves siblings, it says here. So this one's from a different dad, I believe. Yeah, that's from the same dad. This one right here, Kim Reeves, survivor of leukemia, I believe. That he helped her out with that a lot. I was reading a lot on him doing this genealogy thing. All right. So it says Keanu Reeves is an extremely talented and rich guy with a very complicated fate. His childhood was full of big and small tragedies, and his adolescence turned to be very complicated too. Keanu Reeves was born in a family of custom designer Patricia Taylor and geologist Samuel Nolan Reeves. When the boy was 3, his father left the family and later was taken into prison as a drug dealer. Yeah. Keanu had seen his dad for the last time when the boy was 13. Till now, he can't forgive his parents for leaving the family. All right. So that's kind of like, they're saying that. Does he really feel like that now? Keanu's mother moved a lot and got married numerous times. One of her husbands, Aaron, was connected with show business. And it was he who helped Reeves to start career of an actor. All right. So Paul Aaron, he was in Hollywood, his mom's second husband, and he hooked him up in the acting career. Literally, guys. You're gonna see he dropped out of high school. He had a little dyslexia, and he said he felt like he was average. But it seems like he, had trouble in school. Doesn't mean he was, we all, I mean, a lot of us went through that. Doesn't mean we're less intelligent or anything like that. As you can see, who he turned out, it's not easy to act like that. And, that I think that's another form of high intelligence, right? And so we don't judge them for that. That's, our childhoods are our childhoods, where we grew up and stuff. And I kind of like doing this a lot of times because it shows another part of these people, not just what people think or or all controversial conspiracy stuff. All right. So yeah, Paul Aaron, yep. Big Aaron. Yep. His mom. His mom, I'm gonna get to that. All right. But on his dad's side, you guys are gonna see real people. Real people. So it says Keanu spent most of his childhood in Canada, and he considers this country as his home. Keanu's mother was very busy with her career and personal life. That's why her children, Keanu Reeves, had two younger sisters, spent a lot of time in their grandparents' house. The star doesn't like to recollect and mine his early years as they were quite troubled. His white stripes started when he was casted to Brotherhood of Justice. Keanu Reeves dated numerous women. All right, so it goes on to his personal life. All right, and so again, we're just reading what others are saying real quick. Why Keanu Reeves' ethnicity is constantly confusing. It says here, thethings.com. Keanu Reeves' unique look isn't the only reason why some fans aren't entirely sure where in the world he's from. Hollywood star Keanu Reeves rose to international fame in the early 90s, and ever since then, he had been one of the most well known actors of his generation. Today, Reeves is best known for his portrayal of Neo in the sci fi franchise The Matrix, as well as the titular assassin in the John Wick franchise. When it comes to his heritage, not many are aware that the actor actually has, very diverse one. Native Hawaiian, Chinese, English, Irish, English, and Portuguese blood all run through his veins, all right? They left a lot out. But the actor very rarely opens up about his background. Keep on scrolling to find out more of the actor. All right, let's keep on scrolling. All right, let's see. Keanu Reeves' mother, Patricia Taylor's English, originating in Essex, while his father, Samuel Nolan Reeves, is an American from Hawaii, and he's originally a native Hawaiian, Chinese, English, Irish, and Portuguese descent. After the actor's parents divorced, Keanu Reeves' mother moved him and his sisters to Sydney, Australia, after which they relocated to New York City. There, Reeves' mother met her second husband, Broadway and Hollywood director Paul Aaron, and the family moved to Toronto. That's where he got hooked up. As his mother was a well-known custom designer, Keanu Reeves had a very interesting childhood. According to Chi-Chi, Alice Cooper used to regularly come over to Reeves' house when the actor was a kid. Being surrounded by people from the entertainment industry certainly influenced Keanu Reeves' decision to pursue acting. In 1984, at the age of 20, Reeves had his acting debut in an episode of the television show Hanging In, and ever since then, he hasn't stopped acting. So what he has said about his ethnicity, supposedly. In an interview with NBC Asian America, the actor opened up about his diverse ethnic heritage. Because Keanu Reeves has Chinese Hawaiian roots, he admitted that he does connect with his Asian background, but he doesn't speak of it often. My relationship to my Asian identity has always been good and healthy, and I love it, the actor admitted. We've been growing up together. However, the Hollywood star did reveal that he has mixed feelings about being referred to as a person of color. Uh-oh, why would he say that? And why are they calling him a person of color? I don't know if I agree with the statement, but I don't not agree, the actor said. He knows his heritage. Keanu Reeves also opened up about the film of The Matrix. Okay, so, all right, so that was a brief of his thing. What else everybody got? Nobody got anything else. All right. Now, what I want to show you guys today about his mom, right? Let's read a little bit. You're gonna see that she's a ghost. She's a ghost. She has no parents. Well, I'm joking around saying she has no parents. She literally might not, I don't know. But or she doesn't. She's so, connected or something. I don't know. That the info is nowhere on the internet. It's not even mentioned. It's not on any genealogical site anywhere. So let's just read. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Keanu Reeves' mother, everything to know about Patricia Taylor. All right. Keanu Reeves is on top of Tinseltown with his John Wick 4 release. All right. He's with his mom there and there. So it says Keanu Reeves didn't become the internet's boyfriend on his good looks alone. The John Wick 4 star garden a legion of admirers with his effortless charm, with his embracing of the sad Keanu meme, and his with him reportedly being all around decent guy. All right. So, okay. So he came with his mom to that's what they're talking about. All right. That's his mom. So it says she was born in Hampshire, England. According to her IBDM, the website lists Patricia as a production designer who worked on 1991's Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, 1995's The Four Corners of Nowhere, and 1999's Couches, Tables, and Darts. She said she met Keanu's dad in Beirut. In the 70s, when Beirut was a cultural hub before the Civil War, Patricia met Keanu's Chinese Hawaiian father, Samuel Reeves, in the Lebanese city. Some reports have the pair meeting at a university. I'll just have Patricia as a showgirl when they laid eyes on each other, per Esquire. The couple soon left Beirut and broke up, with Keanu tagging along with his mom afterwards. I don't have any memories of it, Keanu told the outlet. I think I was only 6 or 7 months old when my parents left. So it says Patricia married 3 more times. The British beauty was a bit unlucky in love. After divorcing Keanu's father, she went on to marry Paul Aaron, a director working on Broadway and in the film industry. That marriage didn't last, and Patricia would then go on to marry and divorce Robert Miller, a concert promoter, and then Jack Bond, a salon owner. All right, here she is with her son, guys. Okay. So a year before Keanu admitted on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon that he had a particularly interesting babysitter at one point during his childhood. I grew up in Toronto, and I lived in the street called Hazeltown. And there was a recording studio there called Nimbus 9. And my mother was in a custom design, and she was in rock and roll in the business. And they had friends, and she had friends. And so Alice Cooper, I'm told, babysat me. He divulged, adding, I don't know how that could possibly happen, but it did, supposedly. All right, so nothing about who her parents are, right? You guys peep that? They didn't show who her parents were. They didn't even mention it. So on genienet.org, you got his tree, a lot of it, and it's actually all his dad's side. So look what happens. Let me see if I can zoom in. Look what happens when I expand his mom's tree. Nothing. Like no parents, nothing. Right? Over here, marriage, nothing about parents. Okay. We go famechain.com, same thing. Mom right here, we go. Patricia Bond, birth mother, unknown grandparents. On his dad's side, we got that. We have that, no problem. Samuel Nolan Juice, this is a Waikiki tree. This is his dad again. Husband of private wife. And she comes up, but you click on her, you can't even really, do no. There's no info there. So again, he's a junior, so his dad the same name. Here's the mom, Mamilani. That's his grandma. Samuel was a Hawaiian Chinese farmer. He was born and lived most of his life in Honolulu. He studied geology at the American University of Lebanon in the early 1960s. This is where he met Patricia Taylor, who was born in England. They married in 1964 and settled in Beirut. Samuel and Patricia broke up within a few years of their marriage. Patricia took her son Keanu and his sister Kim to Canada, where she made a living by designing clothes for rock bands such as Led Zeppelin. All right? She was pretty connected, huh? A lot of people know her. Samuel later married a woman named Morita, and they had a daughter named Emma Rose in 1980. Samuel would eventually divorce and marry a third time. He made a living as a farmer, but he struggled with this. Dragged down by debt and his drug habit, he began importing Mexican heroin and cocaine in the 1990s. Yeah, his dad was a high roller. Samuel served 2 years in prison of a 10-year sentence for selling heroin at Hilo International Airport in 1992. He earned his GED while in prison. Samuel had a lifelong struggle with addiction and was estranged from his children. All right, so, some unfortunate news there, but I just want to show you real people on his dad's side. And Gene Starr, okay. Oh, here we go. So again, showing his dad and his people. On his mom's side, nothing, as you guys can see. There's no parents on his mom's side, nothing. And trust me, guys, I'm pretty good at this. I searched everywhere for days. I didn't find anything. Naked Swift says the truth about Keanu Reeves' mom, Patricia Taylor. And I'm like, okay, it must be something in here. So he was introduced to business at a young age by his mom because she was a designer, right? I grew up in Toronto. I lived on the street called Hazeltown, and there was a recording studio, right? So we got that studio story. So again, nothing here about her. What truth? Nothing there about her. Meet Patricia Taylor, the woman who raised Keanu Reeves. Yet, this woman, Patricia Taylor, was actually Keanu Reeves' mother, further helping to cement Reeves' image of a humble star. So, again, nothing. She was born December 23rd, 1944, and this one says she was born in Beirut, Lebanon, to an English mother, so that might be it. And a Chinese Hawaiian father. So, okay, so this is wrong. This is Keanu's story they put on her. All right, so this website got it wrong. Patricia Taylor was born in 1944 in the county of Hampshire in England. Unfortunately, not much is known about Patricia's early life in England, especially her childhood. But what is known is that she met her first husband at the age of 20 in Lebanon. Uh-oh. Are we talking about incubator? Orphan baby? What are we talking about here? Now, I'm just saying, why can't we find anything? Why didn't even Ancestry pull up anything? All right, Patricia Taylor's biography. She lived a tumultuous life, difficult and often short-lived marriages. She raised two of her children, Keanu Reeves and Kim. All right, and nine about her parents here. All right, again, nothing about her parents, as you guys can see. Three pages, Keanu Reeves, again, Samuel, his dad, Patricia, third generation, nothing. Right here, fourth generation, I mean, nothing. No grandparents. No parents for Patricia Taylor. Where did she pop out of? Where she come out of? Nobody knows anything. Nobody knows anything. All right. Appreciate your patience, guys. We're live. All right, we're gonna do this. You guys ready? All right, 1944, right? Isn't that a big year for a lot of events? Anyways, Keanu Reeves, yeah, John Wick. Let's call him John Wick. So let's go ahead and go up. So again, I searched. I hit search. Trust me, I went to family search. I went to My Heritage. I went all over the place. Nothing. No hints. Nothing. No parents. She's a ghost. She's either really important and she made that happen on purpose, right? Because she's either really important or might be one of those orphan babies, or she's coming from a low class maybe, and she didn't want Hollywood to know, right? I don't know. Those are my theories. Right? But I said, well, we don't know his whole genealogy if we only got his paternal side. But yeah, literally, that's what everybody in the world kind of only has, his paternal side. That's what I'm noticing. Other than probably Keanu, he probably knows who his grandparents are, right? Keanu, hey man, let me know, man. Hey, Keanu, man, do this with respect. If you ever watch this or Keanu, we do this to learn, and hopefully he actually enjoys what I found. And I don't know if he knows the extent of it, but pretty interesting stuff here, right? So again, this is his dad, Samuel Nolan Reeves, born 1942. All right, many records of him. You guys can see here, mother. Here's his mom listed there. The good thing about Hawaii is almost like the States. There's obituaries, there's census, there's a bunch of stuff, So we got his parents. So we got a couple newspapers talking about him, actually. Yeah. That's him right there. And that's his mom again. And what we got is Portsmouth, Hampshire, England. I'm assuming she's still living. right? We had Paul Aaron there. So we're gonna go to his grandparents, Keanu's grandparents. And guys, just be patient. You guys see, it's gonna get pretty amazing. And yeah, yeah. So on the Reef side, all right, you guys pick. What should we go on? Should we go on that Reef side or should we stick to the Hawaiian side first? Let's do a vote because we're gonna spend time on both. So Draco, he said Draco. So his grandfather, Samuel Nolan Reeves Sr., born in Honolulu, Hawaii, 1921, passed away in the 80s. Yeah, he is a hidden king. I'm going to show you guys. And this is his grandmother, Momilani Sarah Victor. All right. Honolulu, Hawaii. Again, don't judge a book by the cover yet. Don't judge the book by the cover yet. Remember, there is all Chinese migrants did come in and mix into these people. It's blurry. What's blurry? So let me show you a picture, a full-length picture of his grandfather. All right. And he's pretty tanned up, He got that Hawaiian tan, that Hawaiian swartiness, Okay. We're gonna do the Reef side. Peter. Okay. And those are his siblings right here. Right? All got more or less American or English names. Okay. So we're going up his side. And his dad is, you're gonna see. Now there's an image of his dad, and I guess that's the one, but so right here, he's 9 years old. He's being called Caucasian Hawaiian white. So I just showed you what he looked like, right? This is who they're calling Caucasian Hawaiian white in that 1930 census, okay? So remember, can't go up to the classifications either, So, all right, what else we got here? His grave. We got his dad listed, Charles Armstead Reeves and Rose Localia Reeves. All right. World War One or two, sorry, World War Two. Yeah, he was there. Okay. So his dad is Charles Armstead Reeves and Rose Lacolia Miguel. All right. And this is his siblings. We're gonna go close that up. All right. Let me close this up. So many siblings pop up. All right, you guys see where we're going? All right. So these are his parents. So these are Keanu's great grandparents. All right. So according to certain people that I don't know who uploaded the picture, but they're saying this is Charles Armstead Reeves, right? Who was born in Tennessee and passed away in Honolulu, Hawaii. Okay. Charles Armstead Reeves. And again, we have a lot of good records here in Hawaii. We got birth certificates, death certificates. So this was good practice for me for Hawaiian people. And it's not so bad actually. It's like Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is like the States as well. There's a lot of census and records. So as you can see here, this is one of his kids listed as the dad, Charles. 1870 census in Tennessee. He's right here. Not sure what age he is, and they didn't put it here, digitized it. So they're saying he's 1 year old here. He's 1 year old, all right, in Tennessee. Kind of one or two, born 1868. In 1880, he's 11. Of course, he's still in Tennessee with his parents, right? The Reeves, that part of the Reeves. We're gonna see what Reeves he comes out of, though, guys. Just be patient. Charles Reeves. and spouse Rose. They got this wrong. It's actually his wife who has the Portuguese ancestry. So again, census takers sometimes mess up. And we're gonna see what type of Portuguese that is. Don't worry. Right here, he's being called Octoroon. All right, big one right there. You guys see that? So that picture, which looks like a so-called white man, right, or light-skinned person, is being listed as Octoroon. All right, 1920 federal census, Octoroon. Okay. Yep. J9. Yep. That's where it's gonna head to. Sephardic Jews and Eastern Woodland Indians. You guys are gonna see it. It gets pretty amazing. I'm not kidding. I'm excited. All right. U.S. certificates, marriage, Charles A. Reeve, American, father, S.W. Reeves, mother, Virginia Reeves, spouse, Rose Miguel. So many records to confirm that we literally are climbing up the right tree. And let me see, before I continue, just want to show, we are talking about the Reeves. Whoop, we're not there yet. Hold on, guys. So, it says Keanu Reeves family history, select surnames.com. This website kind of helped me out a lot because it helped me dodge the hijack. They were trying to make him somebody else on the Reeves side. So it says, the actor Keanu Charles Reeves was born September 2nd, 1964 to Samuel and Patricia Reeves in Beirut. Samuel abandoned his wife and family 3 years later. Keanu last met his father on the Hawaiian island of Kauai when he was 13. His mother raised the two children mostly on her own as a single mother. She had to move from one city to another in order to find work as a custom designer, and we know the story, right? So his teenage years in Toronto were troubled and dropped out of high school when he was 17. However, his stepfather, Paul Aaron, literally rescued him. A Broadway Hollywood director took him under his wing, helped him get a U.S. green card, and facilitated his move to America. Keanu made his acting debut in 1986 and had established himself as a major film actor. By the early 1990s, his big breakthrough to mega stardom came with the release of the sci-fi film The Matrix in 1999. All right. Now, it says here, Keanu Reeves' ethnicity. His maternal line is simple. His mother, Patricia, was born in Hampshire in 1944 and has English heritage. Well, I don't think you could actually do that right now and say, oh, just because somebody was born in England, say, well, it's very simple. She's English. Well, you don't know all the mixture she has and her family. You know, we don't know, unfortunately, because we don't, but it's not that simple, I would say. But anyways, his paternal line is more complicated. His American father was from Hawaii, where his grandmother was Portuguese on her father's side and a mix of Chinese and Hawaiian on her mother's. Because of his grandmother's ethnicity, Keanu grew up in Toronto, where Chinese art, furniture, and cuisine. Going further back, there was Irish blood in there. Through his great-great-grandmother, Mary Nolan, was the first of his line in America, came from England and married and had children by a Native American woman. American Indigenous woman. Do you understand? Keanu Reeves, right? Yeah. What a shame that because of his father's abandonment of the family, Keanu has generally been kept apart from the rich tapestry of this family history. For a time, Keanu did visit Hawaii and met with his cousins and grandmother there, but those visits ended when Keanu was in his teens. All right. I know it can get confusing, some of them, but you got to understand how these websites work and how people try to make others, because people trying to make you slaves or slave owners, or you got to understand, you got to know how to dodge the hijack what you're reading. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of practice, and especially if you work on other trees, you'll be able to gain more experience and see. So I've been lucky to do that, as I help a lot of people, so I've gained a lot of experience working in different situations in genealogy and in these family trees, so I can be able to get the correct information and get rid of all the confusion, all the errors other family members have and other trees have, because there's a lot. So continue, it says North Carolina, Tennessee, and Alabama. The first of the line in America was William Reeves. Originally, Reeves, born around 1680 in Albemarle, Virginia. All right, so this one is another one, but let's keep reading. The William was a landowner who initially amassed property in Virginia, and then in the early 1700s in the Chowan district of North Carolina. His first wife, whom he married in 1701, was a Native American, Tuscora woman, by whom he had 8 children. He died in Granville County, North Carolina, 1751. One line of these reeves with Reverend Jeremiah Reeves migrated south to Georgia in 1784. Other reeves remain in North Carolina. All right, so I did find reeves in the Choctaw Dawsrows. These same people actually, and I ended up finding out it was the same people coming out of these same reeves from North Carolina who ended up in Georgia. All right. Samson Whit Reeves, the youngest of Jack and Rachel's 9 children, was born in White County, Tennessee in 1839. His family later moved to Alabama, where Samson enlisted in the Confederate Army at the time of the Civil War. In 1867, he married Mary Nolan, a descendant of the Irish Nolans, who had come to Virginia around the year 1700. Hawaii, paradise or hell. Oh, paradise and hell, sorry. Charles Reeves, born in 1868 and Samson's eldest son, was the adventurer of the family. Working as an electrician in Tennessee was something that grew old on him. This prompted him to leave the Tennessee for Hawaii in 1897. All right, that's when the Reeves name ended up in Hawaii. But you wouldn't know that, right? You wouldn't know this whole history if you're just judging Keanu based on what his dad looked. That's why I showed you guys the picture first. You gotta break all those misconceptions. It's about to get deep. This prompted him to leave Tennessee, right? So he went to Hawaii, right? And he got with a Hawaiian woman, right? A Hawaiian woman who actually is Hawaiian and Portuguese, so-called Portuguese. We'll see what type of Portuguese. The new experiences included meeting and marrying Rose Localia Miguel, half Portuguese and half Chinese Hawaiian. So she's also a little Chinese, but also has Hawaiian indigenous blood. I'm talking about the original. I'm gonna show you guys. So yeah, they do look a lot Asian, and some of them do look very like what you would call Chinese, but that's because Chinese did mix in with local Hawaiians and everybody else that was there in Honolulu. So he met her, and they got married in 1903. This act so enraged his father that he promptly disowned him and turned her a savage. You guys hear that? The Reeves were acting up. His dad was like, "Why you do that?" Calling her a savage. He probably wasn't very fond of the Indians in his time, right? That his dad, the Reeves. Their 9-acre homestead tract acquired in 1912 was in Kuilioi Valley, outside of Honolulu. Charles was an electrician for the Honolulu Police and Fire Alarm System. From 1909 until his death in 1927 at the age of 59, Rose outlived him by many years, dying in 1977 at the age of 92. In the 1940s, she saw to it that each of her 9 children received 1 acre of the homestead land. Today, 29 families and 26 homes still reside within the 9-acre tract, a virtual one-family village. Since 1993, they have organized their own Kulioi Olympics, an annual family festival presided over until 2008 by Auntie's sister, the matriarch of the family. It's always the auntie. Samuel Reeves, Keanu's father, grew up in this paradise. He was 22 when Keanu was born abroad in 1964. He gave him a traditional Hawaiian name, which means literally cool breeze over the mountains, Keanu. After the marriage broke up 3 years later, Sam returned to Hawaii. 2 further failed marriages followed. So two followed after that. He was barely making a living as a farmer, dragged down by debt and drug addiction. All right, so there goes, when he got involved in the wrong thing. He ended up in prison, right? So Sam died in Hawaii in 2018, estranged from his family and children there. Neither Keanu nor his sister Kim attended his funeral. Wow. So the Keanu Reeves family. So this was pretty awesome, guys. This was really awesome in this website because they had all the Reeves going all the way down to Keanu. So I was able to verify as I was going. Okay. So far we had Samuel Reeves Jr., Samuel Reeves Sr., Then we had Charles, right, from Tennessee, and Rose Miguel. And then his dad is Samson. This is where we at, and Mary Nolan. This is where we at right now. Let's go back to the tree. All right. So let's try to stay on topic and not conjecture and who, because not all Chinese are the same either. You can't say all Chinese are one thing either. But dodge the hijack on our own assumptions and our own hijacks. That's your own hijacks. So, Charles Armstrong Reed, right? That's what he supposedly looked like. And Rose Miguel, who's mixed with Hawaiian, local Hawaiian, and Chinese, right? Chinese in her ancestry. We're going to verify that, see if that's correct. All right. So, before we go up the Reeves side, because Rose's line is not too long and it's pretty interesting too, we're gonna go up her line real quick. All right. This is Keanu's great grandmother, right? On her dad's side, not his dad's side. Sorry. Her dad is Joseph Jose Miguel. Hold up. And Malaya Maria Keola Miguel. All right. So let's go to her dad, Joseph Miguel. Let's go to 1910. It says race Portuguese. He's 77 here. Birthplace Portugal. All right, well, we'll see. A father Portugal, right? Portuguese. Does that always mean literally from Portugal? Just because people were being called Portuguese. A lot of people in the East Coast ancestors were called Portuguese. Doesn't mean they were coming from Portugal. A lot of them were Dutch. A lot of them were Cape Verdean. A lot of them were from the Madeiras Island. A lot of them were Sephardic crypto Jews coming from France, England, Ireland, a lot of different places. All right. So he was in the oceans. Now, check this out, guys. Jose Miguel, Cape Verde Islands, Portugal. The Cape Verde Islands. Make sure to check out my Cape Verdean video. Oh, you think that's not him? Hold up. Let's see. Jose Miguel is listed as the dad of John Kalani here. And he's listed as Portuguese. Okay, that's not it. And then this birth certificate under the dad of Ligabeth. He's listed as Portuguese as well. All right, let's see if we can get more specific. All right, hold up. I know there's one in here. Let's see. Okay. Let's see here. So Jose Miguel, raised Portuguese. You guys see that? Okay. Portugal, not being specific, but we know he's Portuguese, right? So-called Portuguese. Hey, I have a video. Cape Verde are interracial, but they mix with a certain people, a specific type of people, so they're very kind of pure at the same time. And we're talking about mostly with American Indians, so Sephardic Jews and Moors, Portuguese, Sephardic Jews and Moors people, American Indians. That's most of their genealogy. Like, go check out the video I did on Cape Verde, and shout out to my Cape Verdean people all over the world. And the people I grew up with in Boston, I had a lot of Cape Verdean friends. I was very involved with the Cape Verdean community, you know, just by associate, just by growing up in the neighborhoods in Boston, you know. So I know because I felt it. I lived with them, so I felt the culture very similar to ours, guys. So let's keep going. Emma's dad is Joseph Miguel, and here we go. I want to show you guys, right? It says father, Joseph Miguel. It says Portuguese race, birthplace of father, Cape Verde Island, okay? Cape Verde, not Madeiras. He's from Cape Verde. He's Cape Verdean. All right. Keanu Reeves, what? Keanu Reeves' second great grandfather is Cape Verdean. Shout out to all the Cape Verdeans out there listening right now. Did you guys know that? Cape Verdean are people of color. Don't tell me anything else. Mostly. All right, so you understand, like, this is deep. He has a very multicultural background. We're just getting started here, all right? So of course, because he's a world traveler coming from Cape Verde, you know, I'm not able to get his parents yet. I searched, couldn't find it. All right, his wife, who's from Hawaii, right? We're gonna see her genealogy real quick. And look how she's being called black here, guys. I can't make this up, all right? Being called black, Malaya Keoloa. Maria Miguel, Joseph Miguel, Hawaiian. Now she's Hawaiian, raised Hawaiian. 1920, birthplace Hawaii. Okay. Miguel, Mira Miguel, Isabella Miguel, Miguel. Okay, this was her. Her and Joseph and her son. Marriage certificates. Okay. As you guys can see, there's a lot of records here. So here's Rose, their child. That's Keanu's grandma. And this is her grandparents, Keola McNeil. And her siblings. All right, you guys can see a lot of records, all the kids' records. All right, so her parents, many families had this. So it's Kealakai Kealoha from Hawaii. And didn't get his parents, but we got some hints here. Let's take a look. These are just popped out recently. So this is definitely him right here. This is his grave. So he was born in Maui. All right. And we're just talking about his third great grandfather, Keanu Reeves. So different families have, the information as well. Malaya Maria, as you guys can see, Opumeho's the mom, also born in Maui. Malaya, and that's about it. We weren't able to go past there. I mean, to me, it's just going to get more and more indigenous from there on. It's going to get indigenous from there on, I would say. We're already in the 1840s, all right? And Opumeho, grave as well, born in Maui. Yeah. So, look at this, all right? So that's, I told you, not that much, but Cape Verdean, right? Cape Verde Islands, his second great grandfather, all right? Cape Verdean, all right? Note that down. That's one big one right there. All right, let's continue up the Reeves line. Okay, these are Samson Whit Reeves, Sparta, White, Tennessee, in 1870. Listed as so-called white. And he is very light. And this, before they got lightened. You'll see why I'm saying that. All right. Confederate. Okay, and many people in the South were Confederates, and many, including many Black folks, were Confederates. The five civilized tribes were Confederates. Many people were Confederates. Doesn't mean they were white racist people or extremists or forced slavery. That's a false history when they tell you civil war is about that. All right. And here he's listed as the dad, and he's, yeah. All right. Here's a little story of the Nolans. Let me see. Charles Reed went with his parents to Alabama, where he became an expert telegraph operator. He finally drifted into railroad business until a failure of health induced him to go to California and later to Honolulu. He married in Honolulu, where he is now in the employ of the civil service. All right, remember, that's the guy who went to Hawaii. Oh, look at that. This is a story confirming the family right here. Okay. So, yeah, this guy's a Civil War, his grave. Listing his dad, Jackson Reeves, and Rachel Mariah Reeves. Going back to that website, as you guys can see, Jackson and Rachel Radcliffe. All right. We're still going up the line. So that's a supposed picture of him. Guys, I don't know if these pictures are real or not, but yeah, they might be. But I find a lot of time I catch people putting fake pictures or the false images in these people's trees, and then everybody just puts it on their profile like it's a person. But I found these and I left them on there and stuff. That why not? Why not? Um, but somewhere it did get lightened. You're gonna see. So we're gonna continue going up the Reeves line. All right, we're gonna go up Jackson Reeves or Jackson Wells Jack Reeves, 1830. Free white. Haywood, North Carolina. So you see, we're in North Carolina now. So they went from from Tennessee. They came from North Carolina to Tennessee. Charles ended up in California, then Honolulu, Hawaii. This is a death certificate for one of his kids, Roxy, with both parents listed. And the wills, Haywood, North Carolina, Jack Reeves. Roster of North Carolina troops in the war between the states. The Civil War, I guess. Jackson's Reeves and his dad, Sidney, or James Sidney Reeves. His true name, James Sidney Reeves, and Elizabeth Reeves. An application for war, a pension for 1812 war. Okay. Yeah, he could have been on that war. Very young, too. So Jack Reeves and the family members, and this is historical. You can actually trace this on many genealogical websites. Reeves. All right. And many families confirm their oral traditions. Okay. Let me see if there's something in the gallery. Sometimes there's like stories. Okay. Pension, volunteer, War of 1812, bounty, land warrant. I got a warrant for the participating in the land of the War of 1812. It appears. His graveside. There's a story on Abraham Radcliffe, and that's on the Radcliffe side. Estate sale of Jack Reeves' property. So a couple of interesting things there to confirm all these people were real. And you find all the family members and these records. So you can able to see that. So you see how we went. This is dad. All right. Don't judge Keanu by just his dad, because his dad has a very complex genealogy. All right. I'm about to show you. Well, I'm already showing you. We know he's Cape Verdean. That was his dad's great grandfather, a Cape Verdean man. All right. So Jack Reeves, again, the son of Jim Sidney Reeves, Granville County, North Carolina. Granville County. If you guys already know about genealogy and these families and these areas, you already know where I'm heading to. But for those who don't, this is a big one right here. Okay, so Granville County, North Carolina, Buncombe County, North Carolina is where he passed away. Okay, let's go into Jim Sidney Reeves. He's in the 1790 census. 1820. Free white, huh? North Carolina land grants. Marriage. All right, with Elizabeth Wells. They're all real records. So here you got James Reeves, who he's actually, I read the will. I'm gonna show you guys. I mean, I read these things just to make sure. So he says, in the name of God, amen. I, Samuel Reeves. And, so then he names James here a lot, actually. He's the executor. This is a translation of this. So I was able to verify. Okay. His grave. right. So then we got his parents, Malachi Reeves and Fortune Burton. All right. So let's go to gallery though. I think I'm missing some stories. Hold on. Oh, not him. It's probably another person. Oh, we're gonna get to some very interesting stories. Hold on, guys. Hold on. So his wife Elizabeth Betty Wells, coming out of Delaware. All right, so this Wells family coming out of Delaware, 1767, and then up in North Carolina where she married the Reeves. She got with the Reeves family. Okay, this is her parents or dad, Newman. I think that's the one I have. Yeah, no, actually I have James. That was not her parent. I got her correct. All right. Okay, yeah, James Wells and Mary Price. James Wells and Mary Price. Yeah. So sometimes those death stuff is a lot. They getting that information from an informant. So you got to be very careful with the death stuff. You got to make sure that informant knew what she was talking about, and the informant had to know the person's parents. So Elizabeth Mary Wells, her dad again, James Wells. So let me go back. All right. Elizabeth Wells, a marriage record here with Sidney James Reeves in North Carolina, Guilford. All right. On the Wells side, just real quick, I'm just going to show you. So remember, she was born in Delaware, but her family was coming from uh, Pennsylvania and Maryland. I believe her mom. Let's see. Okay, Delaware, her mom ended up in Surrey, North Carolina. And with her, they try to give me a lot of different people that was not her parents. There's no sources. There's no, so I'm still investigating. So on the Price family, I got to Delaware, 1730s. Again, this would be Keanu Reeves' fifth great grandmother. All right, so that's pretty far and pretty, it's trust me, guys. I went through so much bad hints and just random stuff. So James Wells, being born in Pennsylvania, he's again the second because he's a junior. James Wells ended up in North Carolina, coming out of Pennsylvania. Mary Price, here's their marriage record in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. There you go. And it's a lot of other sources here. Okay. So again, his dad, James Wells Sr. All right, let's go up. I'm just going through this one real quick because it's not, let me see, I don't think there was much after this. All right, so John C. Wells coming out of Delaware. All right, passing away in Delaware. His wife, Anne Green. So this would be his fourth great grandparents. No, wait. No, sorry. Sorry, confused, guys. Sixth great grandparents, all right? Keanu Reeves, sixth great grandparents. All right. On the Wells side. Again, coming Anne Green, Delaware. And I got Thomas Wells from Delaware as well. You guys can see records there to verify these people is pretty historic. And then the Wells ends up in England and into Delaware. James Fletcher Wells, Pennsylvania Assembly legislator, it says. And then I think I didn't much. So it keeps going. I mean, I didn't pursue much. You don't know what else is up there. You could, you can find so many other things going up into Europe. So who knows all the stuff he's related to going forward. So, and then we ended up with Mary Rose in Accomack, Virginia. Accomack, Virginia, huh? 1653. Possibly an Indian here, right? So possibly Wells married into an Indian. And then Anna Hart is the wife of Thomas Wells. So Anna Hart, look at that. It says Prussia into Delaware. I'm not exactly sure if that was correct, but I found this. Anna Gertrudis Hart, but this is in Prussia. And that was a hint that was coming from another family. So I don't know how correct that is. This one says birthplace Delaware, so maybe we should remove that one. See, this is an international marriage record. So sometimes you get hints from other families when you link them up together. Even though this person has the exact same name, I don't know if this is her. How do I know this person ended up? I'll leave it on. I'll leave it on. We'll leave the birthplace as we don't know. I don't want to conjecture. So, but there was a lot of Germans going into these places, though. That's why. And we know what Benjamin Franklin said about the Germans. So, according to that record, Lamberto Hart is her dad. But I did want to show you something. I had this up. So, on surnames, Hart history, look at this. All these countries, right? Even though Germany, but when you see Israel, Scotland, Ireland, Germany, just people moving around. People moving around, all right? The Irish name Hart was originally written in Gaelic form, O Art, O Hart, Art, O Art, which cognates a descendant of Art. But look at this. Specifically, the family claimed descent through Art Ifair, who is number 81 on the line of Heremon. Guys, do you remember who Heremon is? That's coming from Judah. Heremon's coming from Judah and Daniel. Okay, and Dan, yeah, the tribes of Dan and Judah. You see the emblem? It got the lion. I think the sword is one of the families too. I forget which one. But check out part 3 of my Israel and the Nations of Europe video, part 3, where we go over the emblems. Okay. Yeah, so hard, huh? Hard, huh? Coming from Heremon, huh? So Keanu Reeves, all right? This is Keanu Reeves, right? Ancestry, right? So we know that he has heart, and that possibly is coming from, you already know, line of Judah right there, the heart. Okay, let's go up the Wells. No, wait, no, we already went up. So that was the Wells. All right, guys, we're gonna close the Wells line. Okay, so Mary Price, yeah, Mary Price, or we saw there. Oh yeah, the green side. It went to England and ended up in Delaware. For Anne Robus, also England. And it says Kent. She passed away in England, it seems. She might have went back. Not sure if that's correct. This is why I didn't continue. Because a lot of, well, actually, this one was, I had records for this probably. Okay, I had the family. George Green and Nicholas Green children. And John Green, Marjorie Overdyke. Okay. So it goes into England, Pierce, on the green side. Doesn't mean they originated in England or were always in England, all these names. Okay. Then let me see. I stop there. And Kent, England. Kent, Aberdeen and Green and Kent, England. Okay. Keanu Reeves ancestry. So we're gonna close up the Wells side again. Okay, the Wells side. Let's keep going up the Reeves side. So we were at James Sidney. He's in Granville County, North Carolina. His dad is Malachi. Now the other thing is the Hebrew names, right? Pay attention. The Hebrew names. We're not talking about Ashkenazi Jews yet on this time. It's North Carolina, 1700s. Malachi Reeves. So we got a lot of stories of these people. This is very historical people. These are progenitors of literally of these names in these areas, right? And these areas are filled of Indians. You guys are gonna see. Revolutionary pay vouchers. Look at this. Very historic war historic people on this side of his family and the Reeves. Look at this. Malachi, North Carolina, Granville. U.S. land grant for Malachi and Guilford. Land grants. Okay. So his dad is James Reeves. James Reeves. And on the website, again, we got, so we were at Jackson, then we had Sydney, or James Sydney, right? And Elizabeth Wells, right? So you can see that Malachi is the son. So they're passing down the names of his dad, Malachi, where we're just seeing right now. Here goes Fortune. They put Burton. And now another step, we got James Reeves and Millicent Chapel. Millicent Chapel. That's the next step. We're in Bertie County, we're in Guilford, we're in Granville, we're in all this area in North Carolina. Just gonna go ahead and open these up real quick. Let me close this. Okay. So father James Reeves, mother Millicent. Malachi Reeves is recorded as the title of James Reeves in the Granville County tax list of 1755, which would indicate that he was between 16 and 21 years old at that time. On November 1768, Malachi Reeves sold to Morning Hunt 100 acres in Granville County, North Carolina. On Fishing Creek, beginning at White Oak on the north side of Abraham Town, right? So that's what we're looking at right there. Let's see. So Malachi does not appear to have left Granville County at the same time that his father James did. James was recorded in 1768 and 1770. Tax list of area of Rowan County became Guilford, but Malachi remained in Granville briefly, for he is recorded there in 1767 tax list and the 1768 deed above. Malachi Reeves serves on juries in Guilford County in August 1781. All right, as you guys can see. He's also listed in Guilford County court menus, so many records of these people. Malachi Reeves was apparently an overseer of roads in Guilford County in the court. From the Guilford County minutes of 15 November 1784, the administration of the estate of Malachi Reeves, deceased, is granted to Fortune Reeves, the widow and relic of the deceased, and her son Jesse Reeves, who entered into bond in the sum of 1,000 pounds of the faithful discharge of their duty with William Howlett. All right, a bond, an indenture they were under. In Rockingham County, North Carolina deed books. All right, so let's keep reading and see. Here you go. Some more info, same info. And another info here. All right, and we got that already. Oh, it's gonna get pretty interesting, right? Right about now, soon. Right about now. So Fortune Burton, we don't have anything. Past her. I searched a lot of different stuff, but not her. Nothing near her, you know. So, you know, what can she be? We're in 1739, Bertie, North Carolina. And who are these men marrying? Remember, who are the Reeves you're gonna see known to be married in this area? These merchants. All right, so we go up to James Reeves, Chowan, huh? Chowan, North Carolina. It's kind of what I got, but okay. For this marriage record, county in Granville, James Reeves, right? Will. And this is him. I think this is another Reeves. There's from Brunswick, Virginia. That's another one. I probably touched the wrong thing. But hold on. I know we got galleries here somewhere. Okay. Is this the oh, this is very blurry. This might be his will. And I think it is. I think we have a good copy of this. So James Reeves' dad, William Reeves, mother unknown, huh? Why unknown? She's an American Indian, most likely. I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is them. So we're doing this live, all right? You know, doing this live kind of right now. All right. Add something here. So on the website, we went up to William Reeves. Remember, that's the guy who married the Tuscarora woman, supposedly, who they're calling uh, Martha, a Native American Tuscarora wife. Okay, I had a lot on Reeves. I know I had more on Reeves. Here we go, guys. So, okay, I think I remember now. Where is that? All right, let's go up to William Reeves. Okay, and do you guys assume we're talking about so-called white people right now? Just because the Reeves were a little light skinned at some point. Hey, but remember, he was being called Octoroon. Remember that Charles Reeve was being called Octoroon. All right. So let's see here. William Reeves. We got a land grant. So a lot of records on William Reeves, actually. Chowan. All right. We're talking about way back. Remember my Chowan video on the Chowan Indians in this whole area who was coming here. I think I did mention Reeves in that video. And I wasn't sure. I think I did mention Keanu's grandfather here. So there's a will, again, Granville. We're still in Granville. Who's the Reeves from North Carolina? Granville, huh? Who's the Reeves from Granville, North Carolina? Okay. So real quick, we're gonna go to, oh man, what happened? I had here. There we go. Okay, guys. So this is on familysearch.org. William Reeves. All right. Let me zoom in. See if I can zoom in. Okay. Brief life history of William. William is not related to William Cabell Rice. So this is the guy they were trying to make me. They were trying to make me go up this wrong line of the Rives from Virginia, Surrey, and it was not the right Reeves. But the Ancestry kept trying to make me go up there, and it was not. So he's letting you know this is not the same William Cabell Reeves or Rice from Virginia. So it says here, William was a Chickasaw trader. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see what I'm highlighting now? Because it popped up out of the window. Hold on, let me just do this real quick. Oh, okay. All right. So it says brief history of William. William was a Chickasaw trader alongside the Colbert family, who would later become chiefs of the Chickasaw via intermarriage. They lived in modern-day Halifax County, North Carolina, at an area called Mush Island Plumtree Swamp or Mush Swamp Plumtree Island near Wendell, North Carolina, along with the Tubervilles, Epps, Gibsons, Chavises, Saponi Catawbas, and Hardys. The Reeves family were heavily involved in the Indian trade on the Roanoke River. The Reeves were what? Involved with Indians. William Reeves is the Atlantic Creole, progenitor of the mixed race Tuscarora Reeves family of Granville County, North Carolina. Okay? Can I get a body bag for the illusion? Mic drop. Yeah, this is Keanu Reeves' grandfather, great grandfather. I'll show you which one in a second. According to Y-DNA, William's paternal side is of European descent, likely English or Portuguese. Some Sephardic Reeves, Rivera, possibly cryptos. These Creoles, look what they're calling him, assimilated into the Fishing Creek Native American community. They did what? They assimilated, amalgamated, just like the Huguenots, just like the Sephardic Jews did. Yeah. And their descendants live on in the Occaneechi band of the Saponi Nation. Okay? William's first wife is unknown, but she was a free black Native American woman, just like William. Say what? Come on, guys. Come on, man. What do you mean she was free black Native American? Free black? Black is a crayon color. What you talking about? Willis? Copper colored tribes of America? Swarthy people here? We just talking about some swarthy people here? All right? Amazing, right? The Atlantic Creoles are the descendants of Spaniards, Portuguese, and Sephardic Jews. All right? We're in Ancestry, we're in FamilySearch.org. This ain't one of my videos. Come on, they're telling you. All right? Who are these Reeves? Well, they just cryptos. Sephardic Jews and what? They're mixed with what? Native African women? What Africans? Sephardic Jews were what Africans? Indians? They're trying to say that's why they're black, guys. They're trying to add that African there because they know these people are so-called black. Okay? Primarily in the Kingdom of Congo. Come on now. They never went over there. The Kingdom of Congo was colonized by the Portuguese, so they're trying to explain why these people are black. So the Portuguese were over there. That must be why they're mixed race. That must be why they're Creoles. That's why these Portuguese, these Reeves coming in are black, so-called black. William Reeves was recorded as early as February 1718 in Chowan County, North Carolina, where he and his son-in-law, Robert Hicks, were said to have been traders among the Indian tribes, in addition to being property owners. Accordingly, it is not unreasonable to believe that his first wife, as well as Margaret, who is believed to be a second wife, could have been Native American and therefore considered mixed race. Malachi and James, hey, this is his ancestor we just went off, were two of the older sons of William Reeves, and their mother is generally believed to be William Reeves' first wife. Malachi Reeves was a black taxable in the 1752 Granville County tax list of Jonathan White. He was a white titleable, so look at class changing depending on, right? And his sons William and Jonathan, John Allen, and one slave in Samuel Benton's list from Fishing Creek in 1762. Additionally, Malachi's brother James Reeves was also a black taxable with his son James Reeves and Negro Mary Anderson in the 1754 Granville County list of Nathaniel Harris. Also, you're Harris and you're in North Carolina, an Indian country. Oh, are you sure you're not a Catawba too, Saponi? So these are some of the sources they're getting this from. And he was listed literally as black taxable. All right. Now I'm going to read something. Let me see. He has something else here, I think. So it says Malachi and James were two of the older sons of William Reeves, and their mother generally believed to be William. Okay, so we already got this. All right, we already got that. My fault. So we got that. So his mom might possibly be Indian too, not just his wife. Again, think is what they're trying to say. All right, where are we gonna go now? Where are we gonna go now? Hold on. Where are we gonna go now? I had so much more, guys. I don't know where my thumbnails went. I mean my tabs went. But check this out. All right, I'm not. It's more proof. I'm about to show you guys. Hold up. Hold up. Where we at? Where we at? Bear with me, guys. Trying to get back to the other page. Okay. Okay. Fingers crossed. Let us borrow it. Let us borrow it. Come on now. Let us borrow it. There we go. There we go. All right, guys. You ready? It says here we're in the book Free African Americans of North Carolina, Virginia, and South Carolina from the colonial period to about 1820, Volume 2. winner of North Carolina's Genealogical Society and Award of Excellence in Publishing, and the American Society of Genealogists Donald Lyons Jacobus Award, 4th edition by Paul Hynek, all right? Genealogy, don't lie. Shout out to Open Miha, right? Because Open Miha has so many videos reading the website where they put this information, all right? And where we're going to go to today, this is volume 2, and we're going to go where it says the Reeves family. Yes, the Reeves family are free people of color. What Reeves family specifically? Well, this one, Malachi Reeves. Malachi Reeves, again, who's Malachi Reeves? The son of William Reeves. All right, who's also, all these are ancestors of Keanu Reeves. These are black folks. I don't care what anybody says, these are black folks at this period in time. Doesn't matter what they look like later on. You guys can't hear me? Mic check. Oh, okay. Okay, my fault. You couldn't hear me. So, all right. I mean, this is a big one here, guys. Come on, man. Like I'm still in shock because I found this yesterday. So wait, how do you know we're talking about them? All right. Again, Malachi Reeves, born 1720, received a patent for 400 acres on both sides of Taps Creek in Granville County. This is them, guys. He was a black taxable in 1752 Granville County tax list of Jonathan White. That's what we just read. On May 1753, he purchased 522 acres on the north side of Fishing Creek, while William Reeves, for 60 pounds, and sold this land to James Reeves. That's his dad, and that's his brother. I think he also has a brother named William, which is Junior. He was a white taxable with his sons William and Jonathan, John Allen, and one slave in Samuel Benton's list for Fishing Creek. All right. So who are these slaves? Is that family? Is that Indians? Again, we got to know the whole context. So James Reeves. So this is what I was saying about earlier to you, Israelite Clyde. Like you said, he probably got wicked ancestry. Like what wicked? You know, like these are the same people that you have in your. You know, these are so-called black folks, 1600s, 1700s, North Carolina. You know, Sephardic Jews coming in, mixing in with American Indians. You know, everything we've been learning, guys. This is the proof right here. You see how I said, and I've told you before, a lot of white folks, if their ancestry or genealogy go back far in the United States, most likely they're gonna go back to some black folks, a lot of them. All right, this is what I've been saying to you. Because a lot of the time, you'll see if you start doing their genealogy, it goes right into Ellis Island or right into the 1800s in Europe, like, or the middle nowhere in the Midwest, middle nowhere all of a sudden. Hey, I know because I've done a lot. All right, so so James Reeves. So let's keep reading. Sorry. So it says here, James Reeves, born in 1725, was a black taxable with his son James Reeves, a Negro, Mary Anderson, in the 1758 Granville County list of Nathaniel Harris. He purchased 522 acres on the north side of Fishing Creek from his brother Malachi Reeves on 29th of August 1754. He and Malachi were witnesses to the 30th of March 1758 Granville County deed from Jacob Perry to Joseph Bass. All right. And here it goes again, more info. Margaret Reeves, born perhaps 1735, was living at George Anderson's in Granville County when Eliza Reeves, supposed to be the child of Margaret Reeves, was bound to William Howlett until she was 18 years of age. Indenture. Look, these are not slaves. It's just indentured their kids to other people, their neighbors, their people they work. You know, that's just happened back then. Elizabeth Reeves, born perhaps 1752, was living in Granville County on 16th of January 1771, where her child Patience was bound apprentice to Valentine White, so-called slaves. Later on, they would call them slaves if they found out these were dark-skinned people. They were, oh, those are probably African slaves. Her children born 1765, a base-born mulatto. All right, so again, because this is so far back, guys, right? You don't see that a lot in these records because they're not talking about complexion. You know, your 1600s, 1700s. But look at the image also that they're using here. I've used this image in one of my videos. You guys see that? They're saying that's William. William, the Indian trader. Look at this. William was an Indian trader among the Tuscora of the colony of Carolina. Come on now. Major drop. Major drop to me, guys. If it's not to you, then I don't know. To me, it's major drop. What we are witnessing right now. This is Keanu Reeves' seventh great grandfather, progenitor of the Tuscarora Reeves. They're saying the mixed Tuscarora. They're saying the so-called black Tuscaroras. All right. He's also the progenitor of Keanu Reeves. Okay. And there's more hints here. Let's see if these are the correct ones because they were trying to make him somebody else, like I told you. So see, this is England. That's not him. Wisconsin, not him. England, not him. Wisconsin. So see, Civil War, that's a whole different era. So that's why I say be careful with the hints. And again, shout out to the person who made this website because they were on point with the Reeves. They helped a lot. They helped me verify a lot of, they helped me dodge a lot of the hijack, like I said. Martha, Native American Tuscarora, let's go to her. Right? I put that. Martha Reeves, Tuscarora Indian. No sources. They were trying to make her European with these fake trees popping up with no sources, right? With no sources. But again, you know, this is a great example. Even though she's not being put as an Indian here, like the history, the oral tradition says otherwise. That's an Indian. He married. You know, I should put a image there actually. Let's do that. Let's put an image there. And don't get mad at me for the image because you know I don't. This is real quick. Well, I'll do that for later. We're live. I don't got time for that. Let's get on to his genealogy, right? So again, guys, that was on the Reeves side. Okay, there goes Malachi again, the guy who got all those acres. James, his brother, his grandfather William. But there's also a Malachi here. See, Malachi, so that's the one they're probably talking about. Got 400 acres. Again, in the book, Free African Americans of North Carolina. These people are listed there, guys. There's no going back from this. All right, what Africans? What Africans and what white man? What white man? You're saying Keanu Reeves is the white man. Well, he has a lot of history behind him. So that doesn't really describe him, you know? Just being real with you. All right? Just like black doesn't describe you. Or African doesn't describe you. So let's go back down. We went the Wells side, so let's close from here. On the Radcliffe side, I got a couple things, right? Abraham was pretty popular. Abraham Radcliffe, born in North Carolina. And it says that his dad, possibly Moses. So look at the Hebrew names, right? Same people who are mixing with the Reeves, right? The indigenous Reeves. Yeah, Sephardic Jew, Tuscarora Reeves. Saponi Catawba Reeves. Yeah. Eastern Siouan Reeves. Tuscarora Reeves. You know, like they were mixing with a lot of different people. All right. So on the Radcliffe side, his dad, Moses Radcliffe, Maryland, right? Coming out of Maryland, going into North Carolina. And then John Radcliffe says Maryland, his dad. And that's where I reached because there's 22 hints here now. I don't think I had all this. So there's a lot here to read and go over. So they say they found this on Ancestry.com. Joseph was born on the family plantation Radcliffe's Choice about 1720 and died about 1790 in Dobbs County, North Carolina. He married, time and place unknown, but possibly a Quaker girl. Quakers, who's the Quakers? Who's the Protestants from Lower Falling Creek? Joseph bought land in Johnson County, North Carolina from his father, John Radcliffe Sr. He sold land near Kingston. In 1761 to Jesse Webb, the taxes 1769 Dobbs gives the name of Joseph and his sons Isaiah Williams. All right, so it says that he was disowned by the Quakers because of his warlike activities during the American Revolution. Oh, they didn't like that, huh? So I guess his parents are going to pop up here. There's a lot of hints. So again, sometimes we get this far back, it gets pretty historic. It's pretty historic. And I think they said his dad is also John, or he's the first. Okay, Richard Radcliffe. Let's see where they're coming out of. So Richard, it says England, ending up in Maryland. His wife Marie Catern in Maryland. Her dad, England. So a lot of English blood, so-called English, right? Remember, the Reeves supposedly might have been English, but they most likely Sephardic Jews. All right. So that's where we end up on the Radcliffe side, guys. You guys can see. I'm trying to go through it because, we got more to show, We got a whole lot to show. All right. Try to get, focus on the main things. But you can kind of see his genealogy there. So that was through the Radcliffe. Let me see what else is here. So, yeah, Farmer. We got to William Farmer, Henrico, Virginia. Enrico Farmer. And kind of got stuck there. There wasn't no hints yesterday, but they're saying there's hints now. They're saying his dad is Henry LeBon Farmer, who's a Quaker. So that does match the story for marrying a Quaker girl. And then on the Ward side, Enrico, Virginia, Ward, going up to Richard Ward, England, it says, and Black man England as well. And these are all things we got to kind of verify as well, but it most likely seems there goes a migration. Arrival 1664, as you guys can see, to Virginia. I'm not just making that up. All right, so that's why I kind of stopped, because I think I did see the hints and I said England. So on the Wards seem to be going to England, but coming out of North Carolina there. So he has Ward as well, Farmer. And again, let me see, Henry Farmer is supposedly coming out of Bermuda, 100 Enrico. Let's add that to see. And his mom, Hester Bass. Uh-oh, the Bass family. Okay, guys, now you know Bass. Gonna probably link up to the Nason Indians. Nason Indians, maybe. Enrico, Virginia. All right, that's where we end up with the farmers. All right, nothing else. He's supposed to be a Quaker. Okay, and on his wife, we got Bass, her dad, John Bass. Say what? Wait, isn't that the famous John Bass guys from the Nasimone? Hold up. John Bass. We got another revelation here. The immigrant John Bass and the Nasimone tribe. All right. This is literally the history of the Nasimone tribe. Okay. Having traced his mother's ancestral line back to John Bass, wife of the Nasimone Indian tribe, I was certainly curious to whether this would show up. Okay, let me see. So the English immigrant John Bass, born 1616. Let's go back. All right. 1616. What does that mean, guys? This is amazing. Was brought to the New World as a child by his father Nathaniel. John later married a Nasamon Indian chief's daughter Elizabeth and kept a record in his prayer book that proves his family relationship and provides insight into their sincere Christian faith. So this ain't no made-up story. The Basses, or the so-called Black Basses, right, or the Nasamon Indians and all that, they know the history of how their tribe was created. It was through an Englishman. Don't mean he was pale white. Doesn't mean he was pale. And an indigenous woman here. There wasn't no such thing as Nasamon Indians at that time. So we don't know what specific tribe she was from. Could have been Catawba, could have been, Algonquin tribe, could have been a Powhatan tribe, could have been a lot of different tribes, but there's no specifics, all right? This is a future video we're gonna talk about. I have somebody else's genealogy who ended up with him, all right? So, guys, it literally appears we found. Look, Keziah Elizabeth. That's the Indian. Oh, wow. Princess. Look at that. That's live on her live today. Surfing the wave, his genealogy. What did we just find, right? Literally, the progenitor of the Nasamon people. The queen of the Nasamon. They call her prince, but she's the queen. She's the first. All right, that's his eighth great grandmother, guys. Keanu Reeves' eighth great grandmother. Come on now, I didn't even know this yesterday. I didn't know I was gonna find this. I didn't have these hints yesterday. Come on now, come on now. The history matches. The history don't lie. The genealogy don't lie. There's something special about this guy. So hey, man, whatever you think of him, there is something special about him, and there is something weird about his mom's side and why she married into this person. Maybe she knew, they knew. I don't know, but it's pretty deep, huh? The mystery. Come on now, let's add her dad. Let's add her dad now, guys. I'm excited. Like I'm excited. I'm doing this with you right now. I'm literally excited. I got my hairs are standing up because it's just this is kind of what I go through every day on my own, and I'm doing this with you. Come on now, let's add the chief. This is amazing. Wait till we get to the Hawaiian side. What I found over there. So this is so deep. His genealogy is so deep, and look how much it links to the Americas, to the indigenous people of the Americas. Not just Tuscarora, not just Saponia, Catawba, but now look, Nasimon, this whole area. Come on, Robin Pataconos, the elder chief of the Nasamon Indian Nation, 1590. And then Linda Amos Tuscan Nasamon Tucker. How did she get the Tucker? So this is another thing, guys, and I know a lot of you guys might not like what I'm gonna say is I believe a lot of these people, when a lot of these people were coming in mixing that, they already, some of them, not all of them, were kind of mixed with some of the Roanoke people that were left behind. Some of the Safari Jews that came with Hernan de Soto or with Alion. Remember the Alion video? He left. They left like 150 people here, so they might have mixed and already had people here. Where's these names coming from? And it's just deep. We're gonna get into all that. I might be wrong. I might be right. Neil ain't the one. We're not talking about him being the one, man. This ain't about worshiping Neil. I'm just showing you. I bet you didn't know none of this, Equator. You didn't know none of this, and you can't judge him from now on. You can't judge him. He's got indigenous bloodline, same bloodline a lot of black folks are claiming their indigenous ancestry on. Same people. So what's the difference? What's the difference? Let's not be biased. It's not like, oh, but he's not. No, he's mixed with. He got the hijack now. Well, we all mix, man. Yeah, people don't like when I start talking like this. A lot of people don't like when I start talking like this. All right, Linda, I'm up a tucket, Nancy on Tucker. All right, let's keep going up. This is getting interesting. All right, we stopped there. On her side, like I said, Peter the Great, Nancy Chief Tucker. Who's this Peter Tucker? This is before even Europeans supposedly were coming here, guys. All right, so this is what I'm saying. I think we're really gonna open Pandora's box. We might even learn that these people already trading and going back and forth before the so-called refugee or persecuted Europeans came. You understand? It's about to get really deep when we start opening all this real genealogy. Now they're saying his mom is. So what happened to the Indians? 1536, Pelham Edwards, huh? 1536, huh? It's interesting to know where we're getting this from, but I'm gonna actually look into this, guys. Something I gotta take my time doing. All right. Those are future videos. I got so many of these examples of Indians supposedly keep going back, but they have these Europeanized names. Why? So, anyways, let's go back down. All right. So, black man, we know England. Ward was England. All right. John Bass. D. John Bass. Nathaniel Bass. Yup. This is him. That's his dad. And Annie Jordan. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yep. Keanu. All right. That was deep. It was so deep. We're going to go back down. That was deep. I'm so glad I went up that Radcliffe. Aren't you guys glad I went up the Radcliffe? Now, Mary Jones. Mary Jones. Let's see. Okay. That's where we stopped, but we got one hint. That's probably, let me see. Robinson Sr. and Elizabeth White. But let's see. where they're getting that from. It's only from other trees. And actually, look, they have a whole different person. Thomas and Elizabeth. Thomas and Elizabeth. Captain Thomas. All right, maybe it's the same guy. I read wrong, huh? Oh, yeah, Captain Thomas. So they're saying he's from Petquims, North Carolina. Again, at a certain point, it does become a little historical. Much more easier to narrow down because these, the crowd gets smaller. So they're saying he got 13 hens, it's a lot. So they're saying his dad, Massachusetts, huh? Did he come from the Mayflower? Huh. Possible Mayflower, maybe. And no mom for Elizabeth. From the white, they're saying that came from North Carolina still. So hey, we might even have some more indigenous things popping up here, guys. Let me see real quick if any of these hints are like. All right, so yeah, Thomas Robinson, Revolutionary War pension. Okay. All right, yeah, there is Quaker meeting records where they're in there, Elizabeth White and him, Quakers. All right. That doesn't mean they're so-called white. That doesn't mean that, guys. That's your own hijacks. So many have been misled. I'm telling you, man, like that's why I think this is a very important thing that nobody really cares about. And of course, nobody would care to do anybody else's genealogy. It takes work and time. Now, all right, going back down, that was all through the Radcliffe. All right, so that was all through Samson Reeves' people. Okay, we're done with the Reeves, literally. Now we're gonna go up Nolan. Nolan. Oh, there's probably a lot more here too. So remember Nolan. This is real quick. This is Virginia Jenny Armstead Nolan. They're saying that Nolan comes from Ireland. That's an image of her. Supposedly. I don't know if that is her. Because again, a lot of times I catch people just uploading random pictures to people. And I find out that's not even the person. Right? So Nolan. We got Armstead Nolan, her dad, Shelton Nolan. All right. Armstead, Mary Nolan. Slave schedule. They could probably have their own family there looking like just like them, as light as them, as so-called slaves. So Mary Lanier is his wife's name, maiden name, Armstead Nolan. Okay, Armstead Nolan. 1840 census, free white. But remember, the Reeves were being called free white, but we found out they were free people of color. Remember, free white includes Moors. You guys remember that, right? All right, so his wife is Marianne Lanier. And his dad from many family trees and a lot of the historical stories I think I read. I was reading on a lot of websites, guys, when I was doing this. So I was able to verify a lot of this stuff. I didn't attach everything. But here's says Armstead Shelton Nolan was a man of fine physical appearance with an erect military carriage. He was gifted with practical judgment and was somewhat cultivated, broad in views on all subjects of interest and his age. A very sociable and accommodating neighbor, a typical Southern man, one of the old-time school gentlemen who are fast-paced in a way. After his marriage, she and his young wife emigrated to Missouri, then a wild domain, just recently opened up for settlement by the United States government. They put all they had in what was appropriately called carry all. Thus they journeyed from Virginia to Missouri over 500 miles in this manner. He bought over 160 acres of rolling prairie land, turned sod and made grain enough for his use, built him a little house and was very happy with the prospect before him until his wife's health failed. Then they made up the midst to return to Virginia, which they did bring their firstborn with them. All right, so there's this story, this is his story. So this is like an example of the stories I was reading on these people. So it's not just the genealogy and other families, but I was actually going on different websites, different stuff, different books, and just trying to verify that this was all correct. So you guys are just getting the finished product here. Okay. So Nolan going up. Mary Lanier is his wife. She goes up to David Lanier, and he's in Virginia, the Laniers, and her mom, Remy. So let's see, they're saying David has 10 hens. They're saying his dad is Captain David Pebbles Lanier. Let's see where he's from. They're saying Brunswick, Virginia. And then Mary Hicks. These are a lot of Irish Hicks. I know Irish people had those names as well. And then on her side, Virginia, Remy, Sanford Remy. They don't know where he's born, so I don't want to put that without anything. Maryland. And then Dunn. So a lot of Irish. She is very Irish, guys. So you see how they're all mixing together, these Irish. All right. Does that mean these were all so-called white people too? Well, that's until proven. Until proven. Mary Remy, birth 1788, Virginia. Okay. See the other families, what they have. So they do have dates for him, so you guys can see Sammy Remy. So Remy, I'm just showing you also the surnames that he's carrying with him, all these different families. Duns, Lanier, and children, they go Sanford, Mary Elizabeth Ann Lanier, that's his grandma. Okay. So we're adding these people, these new hints. Appreciate you guys' patience while we're live doing this. Okay. And thanks for tuning in. If you just joined us, we've went over pretty good information. Make sure to rewatch from the beginning. All right. So they're saying Captain Lanier's people, Emile Lanier is from Prince George, Virginia. So a lot of his people in the eastern coast, right? Not just Tennessee. They don't know the mom yet, and that's where it's stopping so far. They're saying her dad is James Hicks from Charles City, Virginia, and this is 1600, so it must, pretty much either Indians or Europeans before that. So Jane Fatay is the mom from Brunswick, Virginia. They're saying, okay, and no hints. We're stopping there. So Virginia, again. Hey, never know. Possibly some more mixture with Indians here and there somewhere. I don't doubt it. Sanford Remy stops right there, and they had him in Virginia. Elizabeth Dunn, Kent, Maryland. So they're saying she was coming from Kent, Maryland, and Elizabeth Heinzen, they're saying it's her mom coming from Maryland. Okay. All right. So more to look into, more to me to do. If eventually when I have time. So okay, that was through the Lanier on the Nolan side. Going back, let me close the Lanier. Okay, this is supposed to be a picture of Shella Celia Shelton. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't know how accurate this is because cameras weren't even that 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 much out before she died in 1859. They had just been invented. They had just been invented, so maybe, maybe not. Who cares? Well, I do care, but I don't know. Because I only say this because I've caught them putting on fake pictures many times. Just random people in their trees, just putting random pictures. Like I find the same person, same picture on a different person. So I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know you're really lying. So, but it could be. It could be. So here's some more stories of the Nolans. But again, 1784 to 1859. When was camera invented, guys? All right. And literally, like she barely made it to take a picture. Yeah. So Nolan, so his dad, Armstead. So that's where the Armstead was getting his name. Oh man, let's go back. They keep throwing me back in the bottom. All right. Okay. So Richard Nolan is the dad, coming out of Pittsfield County, Virginia. And I think his side did go to Europe. Remember that, I think. So Brian Ward Nolan Sr. Actually, I stopped in Virginia and they gave me 7 hints. And now they're saying James Edmund Darr Nolan is his dad. So I guess he's a, let's see. And they're saying he's from Virginia as well. Martha Collins. Goochland, Virginia. So a lot of his people in Virginia. And Wade. Wade, huh? Lucy Wade. 18 hints, most likely. Those are her parents. So again, because it gets to a point where it gets pretty historical. So there's a lot of stories, a lot of people verifying, a lot of records, history of the pioneers of these families, all that. And all the family members are saying Edward Wade and Mary Polly Clemens are her parents. Edward Wade coming from York County, Virginia still. And Mary Polly Clemens. Yeah, I see what you're saying. King Couture, yep. But, you know, it don't really matter. I mean, like, we already see he has so-called black in him too. Um, so hold on. We're still going up here. Okay. So on the Wade side, James Edmund, the founder. The founder of the Wade, no, the Wade, the Nolans, huh? Coming from Ireland. Shout out to all the Irish folks out there. Peter. Yeah, representing the Irish. So yeah, you guys remember they were right. Remember they were saying Keanu has some Irish in him. He has a lot of Irish in him. He has a lot of other things in him they left out, right? When we were reading earlier. And Catherine Ward also coming from, it says Carlo, Ireland, or Google. Well, they don't know. They're saying either or. Well, can't just put both of them. You gotta know, right? You can't guess. It's either or. And in most cases, when you don't know, it's best to just leave it blank. Honestly. Just best to leave it blank, honestly. And it should pop up eventually, the hints. But Virginia, we're still in Virginia with her. And on the dad's side, coming from Ireland. Now you know it's the norm. These men were marrying Indigenous women. I'm not saying this is the case, but it happened a lot. And his son again had Martha Collins on the Collins side. I said they're coming from Providence, Boston, Providence, right from 617 where I grew up, from 617. And then on the mom, Ganoki from old Rappahannock counties in Virginia colony. Guys still there, right? Thanks for the patience and tuning in. We're live. We're doing this. And there you go. His dad, Matthew Collins, as well in Boston. Like very close to Pilgrim time. We're getting very close to Pilgrim time here. Naomi Dowsey in Boston. So you see even some lineage going back to Boston. Boston. Just park your car right there. All right. And his mom, Colborne, is saying coming from England. And her maiden name Colborne. All right. And most likely they have his dad in the hints. Most likely, I'm saying. John Collins, they're saying here. Naomi. Interesting name, Naomi. Naomi Dowsey. Naomi, huh? Naomi. I thought that was an African name. Naomi. Naomi. Interesting, huh? His wife, Naomi. They're saying her dad is Francis Dowsey, probably from England. They don't know, probably. So that I gotta verify before I add it. And saying her mom is from Boston. Captain Robbins or Robinson. Okay. All right. We're going. Okay, so that was through the Nolan and Wade's. Or actually, there's a Wade here. So Edward Wade, who was in Virginia, York County, his dad, Robert Andrew Wade, James City, literally Jamestown, James City, and Elizabeth Hampton, Isle of Wight. 22 hints. Wow, this guy is probably pretty historic. Okay, so why don't they know his parents? They must know his parents. William Hampton, the immigrant, it says. Wait, that's not him. His name is Robert. So, John Wade. So let me see. The immigrant. Oh, William Hampton might be her dad. Let me see. William Hampton, my 10th great grandfather. It is important to know that many assertions made on the internet about Richard Gervasio de Hampton are misleading because there were at least 4 Richard Gervasio de Hamptons. Okay, so that person knows what you go through in genealogy, you know, all these similar names and all that. So William Hampton emigrated to Virginia in 1620 on the ship Bona Nova, settled on Eastern River, Gloucester County, Virginia. His first property was at Old Point Comfort. Old Point Comfort, where the first so-called slaves arrived, huh? Or indentured servants, huh? So-called first 20-odd Negroes, near Mojack Bay, Gloucester, where he built a plantation named Hanfield. All right? Again, this doesn't mean all these people are so-called pale-skinned. Cavaliers and pioneers. Bona Nova sounds Portuguese to me, a Portuguese ship, the Bona Nova. The Bona Nova. Huh? Okay, so yeah, real people here. That might be his wife's, uh, her family. And well, it stops right there. She has no hints, but most likely that might be her wife's family. But at least we see there's some Hamptons and also in the line. All right, some Wades, Clemens, Captain Benjamin Clemens coming out of William King County, Virginia. See, I don't know why they keep throwing me all the way in the bottom. This is acting up, making it all difficult. And Susanna Hill. So remember, we had some Hills, we had some Wades, we had some Reeves, and whatchamacallit, Jay-Z's genealogy. Okay. So that's it for the Clemens. They'll probably throw some more hints later on as now that I added them. So they're saying her dad, Captain Thomas Hill, from Virginia as well. So a lot of deep roots in the States, guys, you see? And again, what's that phrase? The further back you go, the more, all right, you finish it. So don't think he's all, you know, Elizabeth Gray. So Gray and Hill, still in Virginia. Got 9 hints. They're saying her dad, Gray, on the Gray side, still in Virginia, 1648, James City. Wow. And Mary Elizabeth Jarrett Gray, Virginia, born 1642. Okay. And they're saying her dad is, or his dad is Thomas, ancient planter, an ancient planter. So he was born in England, and he's one of the first to bring the Gray names, they're saying, in this area. And mom Mary Foster from England as well. So again, this all could be verified, but I usually verify this. So Jared, that's where we ended up. Great, Jared. All right, and the hills back down. That was Susan Hill. That was to Mary Clemens, Edward Wade's wife, and that was on the Wades, all through Richard Nolan's side. Okay, that was all the Nolans. And then on the Armstead Shelton side, we have Armstead E. Shelton Major coming out of the Virginia colony. They're saying his dad is Crispin Elphus Shelton, Middlesex, Virginia. And his mom, Letitia, or Leticia Shelton, Letty. Buford. She might be Buford, okay? And they got us there with the Sheltons in Virginia, Middlesex. And Letice is saying her mom is a Lee. That's what they're saying. Elizabeth met Stanley coming out of Cobb's Hall, Northampton, Virginia. And that's where we hit that end. So more to look into. This guy has 22 hands, so might most likely get his parents in on the stories and everything. And that's how you got to kind of do it. All right. We didn't know her maiden name, but maybe in the hints it comes up. Let's see some. Oh, so she might be. Nope. That says Shelton as well. Oh, she might be Shelton too. They might be cousins. All right. So I think that was all on the. Let me see. So that was through Armstead. We did Lanier, and that was the Nolans. We did the whole Nolan. We did all the Reeves. We did the Miguel side, right? And we did his wife, Kaleona. We go back to Indigenous Hawaiians, right? Who knows where they end up? They might end up with some royal blood. But I do know that there is one that does end up with royal blood. All right, so we're gonna close the Reeves line. That was all the Reeves guys. That was through like his grandfather's Reeves line. That was all his genealogy. So we're gonna close that, right? So all that went to some to Hawaii, but mostly to the Americas, right? Mostly to the Americas on this side. We're gonna open up his grandmother's side, on his dad's side. She's Momilani Sarah Victor. All right. That's her. Let me go to the gallery. So again, don't judge. Don't judge just by her, because you'll see what I mean. Like, all right, so I guess that's a picture when she was younger. So yeah, and a lot of these Hawaiian people have a lot of Chinese or Asian, like, yeah, because they came in and mixed with a lot of the Hawaiians, but they kept mixing with each other as well with other Chinese. So a lot of them were able to like maintain a lot of the Asian, but you'll see that here and there the indigenous Hawaiian is also represented. Let me just show you. All right. Okay, so did I look at any of the, sorry. I meant to, okay, so 1930. She's 7 years old, listed with George and Lillian Victor, right? And that's the other thing. Victor, to me, that might go back to Portuguese too, or even Filipinos. How did they get Victor? Right. So George Victor again is her dad, and Lillian Kaholo Kuwehu Mahiae. All right. So she has a lot of very Hawaiian indigenous. But we're gonna see. Let me show you something first. We're gonna go on the Victor side. And Joseph Peter Victor. So this was all verified. We read this earlier, right here. So here you go. George Peter Pahiao Victor and Lilia Cajo Holmes. George was the son of Joseph Iona Victor. All right. Joseph Iona Victor. Okay. And there's many records, certificates, census proving all this, guys. All right. And Joseph Iona Victor These are his parents. Now, his parents are supposedly half Chinese, half Hawaiian. Now, you see how the difference, they start looking more, you see a little swarthier, phenotype's a little different. So, they start looking more like, like the rocks people, like Indigenous Hawaiians and so on. So, now with them was very weird because I read the stories of him. Let me show you the story that they have for him. Let me see. So again, birth certificates, death certificates, listing these people. Like I went through everything, guys. Just know that I did, making sure this was all correct. All right. So I read this. So information has been found requires some correction. So it says Kamukai, who later in the 19th century became known as Kamukai Victor, was the son of a Chinese man named Ako and a Hawaiian woman named Kaea. So he's indigenous Hawaiian and Chinese supposedly. But it keeps saying, as we read on, that he didn't grow up with them. He was raised by somebody else. He was born in Oahu in 1836. His mother died of smallpox, and the father returned to China. Before leaving, Aku gave the child to Aina and his wife Maria Kawaiai when the child was small. Maria Kawaiai further testified that when the child was very young, he was given by my Cain husband to Kui. Kui was a Barito Kui, who was a brother, probably half brother of both Maria Kawaiai and Makali. All right. So they're saying is that is Aku, right? Now that confused me a little bit because when I got to his wife, I'm gonna show you something. So pretty crazy story behind him. Again, his mom is indigenous from Hawaii, literally an Indian from Hawaii, yeah, if you want to call it that, an indigenous person from Hawaii. Okay, and is that supposed to be Chinese Aiko, right? Some people had. Hold on, it said Aiko, right, or Ako? Sorry. Sorry, guys. Don't worry. We're moving on. We're almost done, but we're gonna get to some really good stuff real quick. Real quick. Don't go anywhere. Okay. So Ako, they're saying his dad was Ako, so it's a little different than her dad's, but I thought it was funny because they have the similar story that they're half Chinese and half Hawaiian. So his dad's supposed to be Ako, right? I didn't add it. Let's just add it. All right. So Ako. We don't know any last name. We don't know where the Victor came from. That's the other thing. He could be Filipino. That could be Filipino. So let's say about 1836, where his son was born. I'll give him 26 years. So that would be 1816 is 20. So about 1810, right? That would make him 26. And I guess China, they're saying. We don't know if that's true. Right. So that's him though, right? And then going to his wife's side, Amelia. Akoi, Aroi. All right. Real quick, go to her picture. But you see how diverse Keanu Reeves is just on his dad's side. We don't even know anything about his mom's side, but I mean, they're saying what's there to know? It's simply English. So this is I kind of try to enhance it. I colorize it and I try to enhance it on the program, and it kind of did a pretty good job. All right, as you guys can see. So this is Keanu Reeves' third great grandmother. Okay, third great grandma. All right. Now most of the family, and a little story. Oh wait, let me see. Okay. Birthplace Hawaii, Amelia. Okay, father Aiko, and all right. So I was like Aiko, and maiden name Akoi. Akoi. So that almost sounds like Ako. Aiko, Ako. It's just missing one letter. I don't know if they're mixing up the parents or what they're trying to say. But then most of the family members had actual specific dates and very specific names for her parents. Let me show you that right now. All right. So they got her dad as Aiko Lunjo and Maria Kawapape. All right. So basically, yeah, her parents, her dad is Chinese. Just like in the Americas, Europeans were coming and mixing with the American indigenous women. It seems that happened in Hawaii a lot with a lot of the Asian people coming over. You know, even though they're Asian too, but you know what I mean. Mainland Asia, Chinese, Japanese, whatever, Vietnamese, whatever, Filipinos, uh, and getting with the indigenous Hawaiian women. Okay, so he has a lot of indigenous Hawaiian blood, guys. He has a lot of indigenous Hawaiian blood, and I'm not even done showing you a very important one, a very, very important one, a very deep one, very deep one. All right, so let's go back down. I think, yeah, so obviously, if he goes to China, now they gave me a thing here, but Maria Kawape, they're saying her parents were Kaiokamau from Hawaii, right? These are indigenous people, indigenous Hawaiians. Kawapea from the kingdom of Hawaii. Possibly going into some royal indigenous bloodlines here. But we'll go back down. So that was through Joseph Victor, right? Joseph Victor, Iona. So now we got Maggie Makapaho Pacquiao. This is the parents of George Victor, who is the dad of Momimani Victor, remember? So again, these would be his second great grandparents. We went up his line already. Okay, we're gonna go up the Pacquiao line. All right, and Maggie Pacquiao, Makakapu Pacquiao. And as you can see, just real quick, she's 46 here, Hawaiian, husband Joseph Victor. Real people, not just making this up either, real birth certificates. All right. Real social security implications and all that. All right, so again, her dad, John H. Pacquiao, also coming from Hawaii. And Kaliloa from Hawaii. Now, I don't know if there's some Asian Chinese here or something, but we do know that on his dad's side, there's Asian, that there's some Chinese on two lines. That's why she may look like that. That doesn't mean all her people in Hawaii, the ancient Hawaiians, look like that. You guys get what I'm trying to say? And this is nothing. I'm not trying to say anything bad about, I'm just saying don't judge all of Hawaiians thinking they all look like that. You know what I mean? And that they always look like that. All right. So on the Pacquiao side, because all we got is Hawaii here on the Pacquiao side. Hawaii, not from China. Hawaii. Okay, that was Maggie's people. And we're gonna close the Victor side. You guys ready? You guys ready for some major drop here? Yeah. All right. So even though, because she's gonna probably have, so even though she may look a little Asian and light skinned, her dad is supposed to be from England. Her dad is supposed to be from England or Australia, right? I got more England possibilities, from family members and stuff. Okay, so don't judge her. Don't judge just based on the way she looks either. So I'm gonna show you her genealogy. Her dad was George Frederick Holmes, or Homie. He changed his name when he was there. The story goes, possibly from England again. They're not sure, and that's where it stops. Don't know exactly who he is. He could have been one of those convicts, indentured servants too. Hey, it was still happening. But anyways, I'm not saying that. So her mom, Elizabeth Kawali. All right, Kawali. Let's go into her real quick. Kawali. All right, then there you go. George Holmes' spouse, Ku Holmes. All right, and there goes Kawali Victor. That was her. That was her indigenous name. Okay. And voter registration. All right. So all the family members. Actually, where do we get? Oh, we got it. Must have been a ancestry suggestion. Hold on, guys. Okay. All right, yeah. It was her dad. Didn't know her mom. This is somebody he was with. Pipilani. It might be her mom. Okay, so where's her dad? The Kingdom of Hawaii. Kauahi. So the Kawali became her surname. The Kawali, Laukalani. A lot of this is tribal stuff. All right. Now his parents, okay. See. So here's his marriage record. Again, real people. With Pipilani. There's even a will. Gina had his dad as Neliko Laukalani. And all the rest of the families had him under Naliko Laukalani and Puniai as his parents. Okay. Again, all indigenous Hawaiians here. This is all indigenous Hawaiians here on this side. Now we go up his line. Hold up. And we get to Kalani Helemai Luna Paki, 1775. Maui. Right? And guess who his dad is, guys? This is the prince. Let me go back. Look who his dad is. Ready, guys? Boom. Let's go. Yeah, the one and only King Kamehameha the first, Paea, Kalani Paea, Wohio, Kalikini, Kalikui, Kamehameha, O Lolani, I Kaiwi Kapu, Kawi, Kalino Holi, Ahila Palaba. All right? The king of Hawaii, royal blood. Like, this is royal. This is the most famous, one of the most famous monarchs. All right? And look what he is. This is what he really looked like, guys. So-called black. This is what I was trying to tell you. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. That just because Hawaiians look a certain way doesn't mean that the original, a lot of them didn't look like that. Now, he has an interesting look. He had blue eyes. Are we just talking about the Chatan clan or cat people or the seafaring people? Are we just talking about seafarers here? Wow. Now, real quick, I know I had that up. That I had it up somewhere. Okay. Kamehameha the Great, King of Hawaii. All right. All of them depicted him so-called black. So-called black. Huh? Huh? What you talking about? Huh? Kamehameha. And then look at this. Almost reminds me a lot of the what supposedly Romans were, but also the Iroquois. A lot of the indigenous tribes. I don't know. It reminds me of that. Right? I'm gonna Google Kamehameha, the first. You guys see what comes up? All right. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go back. This is it. I believe this is one of the most original drawn. Hold on. Wait, what's that? There we go. See that? Yeah. Wow. 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 Keanu Reeves, sixth grade grandfather, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Pretty amazing. Can you guys see the pop-up? Let me see if you guys can see it. Oh, yeah. Okay. You guys can see the pops. You see? Direct line to King Kamehameha. Kamehameha. All right. So, American Indigenous, right? He goes to John Bass. We're talking about Tuscora. We're talking about Sephardi Jews. Come on, now we're talking so much history here. So much history, right? That's not all, right? Let's keep going. Hold up. We're almost done, but hold up, right? So back down to his son, right? His son, who was a prince, he got with Kuohavi Kawao, who was actually a princess. She's the daughter of High Chief Kalaiwahi Kapa and High Chiefess Moelehua, all right? I bet you they copper colored. I bet you they swarty. I bet you they swarty too. So King, he's the son of Keua Kanikapu Kanikapua Pai Kalanioi Ahila Palapa Wakea. 1730 Hawaii. Look, man. All right. And that's his mom. Kahi ki ka laokalani kipahulu. All right. All right. Guys, it just keeps going from here. I mean, I can probably keep going. Let me see. All royal blood from there is all royal blood. And what I noticed, why I said there possibly might be more royal blood in the other Hawaiian lines is, especially with this king, he had so many kids. Like he had so many kids. I got a duplicate. I guess yeah, a duplicate. So he had so many wives, spouses, concubines. He had a lot of children. So he could his lines. It was bound to be in a lot of Hawaiians. I would say a lot of Hawaiians probably got his blood. Well, I would say I don't know. I may be just making up things. So going up these lines, guys, as you can see, it just they're giving me more kings. Look at this. Keanu, look at this. Look at this. Come on, man. Almost like his name, Keanu. Keamo Kunui. Keamo Nui. Keanu Nui. Who's Keanu Nui Ali? That's his 8th great grandfather. Amazing. Oh my, look at this. Come on now. Any questions? Any questions? What are we talking about when we talking about indigenous Hawaiians? Talking about way back Hawaiians, indigenous, pre-immigrants. All right. You guys see? Just like the Americas, they can't hide this stuff. They can't hide this stuff. You see, these are his people. Keanu Reeves people, similar to American, many of the American black folks people. Very similar, a lot of his genealogy. All right, very similar. And they keep throwing us way down here, guys. They keep throwing us. They're like, all right, stop going up there. You're showing them too much. Like, there might be some more good stuff popping up here. All right, heard that is Hae Mahi, Hae Mahi. We're talking about different royal lines here coming together to create Kami Kane Kama 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 Kama. Sorry, I'm murdering the names. Murdering the names. This is the wife. I'm just trying to see how far this is trying to go. How far are you trying to go, Ancestry? How far are you really trying to go? Huh? Trying to go back to Judah? You really trying to go back to Judah? Huh? Why? Because the only reason they got the right to rule is because they probably got Judah in them. David or Judah. Huh? Queen of Hawaii. Look at this. Kalani Kalu. Ancient Hawaii. 1685. He got so much royal Hawaiian ethnicity, guys. He's not just a white man. You can't just call Keanu Reeves a white man. That's not correct. That's not right. That's wrong. That's wrong to do that to him. Even though he said, I don't know if you can call me free colored people, and but hey, he knew something. Why would he say that? He knew something. Talking about Hawaii, indigenous Hawaiian, not just regular indigenous Hawaiian, indigenous and royal Hawaiian. Royal. We're going back. We're going way back. And it keeps going. It just keeps going. King of Hawaii. Just so many royal lines here. Look at this. But I think a lot of them might be replicators, so I gotta be careful. Make sure people are not. Wow. Mahiolioli. Mahiole. Mahiole. I bet you these are like very famous, like historical chiefs. You know, there's stories about these people, I bet you. You know, the king's ancestors. Kanalao, Kanalao. Wow. 1600, Hawaii. Wow. Kona, Kona, Hawaii. Keep going up. Hey, we keep going. Might as well. Might as well, since we here. Since we here. Kananaloa, Kananaloa. Okay, so they're given the same thing here. Umiwiula, Umiwiula. Wow. I'm just like amazed, guys. This is like, to me, this is, I love this stuff right here. Like, I'm just like, wow. Does he even know all this? I wonder if he knows all this stuff. Wow, the first. Hold up. Did that say? Hold up. Ahila, Palapa, Atahualpa. A lot of these start sounding very similar to South American languages, guys. A lot of these words I've noticed, you know. Umi or Kalani. Umi, Hawaii, Hawaii. They don't even. These are just probably from the legends and folklore and oral traditions. Wow. Yeah, the one and only. You saw it. All right. These are his people. This is his ninth great grandma, right? Well, that's probably a drawing, but this is his eighth great grandfather, King Kamehameha the first, Baya Kalani. All right. His wife. Where was his wife? Did I have that open already? Oh, see, they gave me the same. Okay, that was, oh, actually, that was his wife who went up. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. So they kind of mix in a lot of the, unless they're marrying each other, because that could be possible too, you know, brothers and sisters and cousins, you know, that's tribal stuff. But either way, it goes to the realm of oral traditions, and I don't know, they might have genealogical uh records of these peoples, of course, because he's the king, you know, they must know how he became king and his lineage. But either way, look at this, guys. Come on, like, wow, man. And go back down, and that's guys. There you go. That's Keanu Reeves' genealogy, and of course, his mom is a complete mystery. His mom is a complete mystery. Like, if you guys find anything, let me know, and I'll do the tree. But I don't think you're gonna find anything. I'm not trying to brag, but if I couldn't find it, I searched for a couple days. Maybe I missed something. Maybe you might know how to get down, or maybe you might have more connections than me with the elite. So Keanu, hey man, much respect on your dad's side, man. That was deep, man. Hey, guys, do you guys understand, like, him becoming this famous actor, the one and all this? He represents, like, just look at the power he has, and this is why. Look, he has Kamehameha in him. He has Tuscarora. He has Nason. He has so much. He has Sephardic Jews. You know, the Sephardic Jews have a whole history too. Wow, it's just like, but you would have never known. You would have never known if we didn't do this, guys. Nobody would have ever known we didn't do this. And the people that do know, they didn't want to tell us. All right? Let's not forget what we learned today. All right? Who the Reeves were? That was a major one. All right? Free African Americans of North Carolina. The Reeves of North Carolina, Granville, Guilford, and all those areas. black folks, free people of color mixing with American Indians, who they were also calling so-called black and free black. All right, very deep, very deep. I'm just going through the chat real quick just to see who was here because I didn't get to do that while I was live. I was focusing on the tree and the genealogy. All right, guys. Oh yeah, let's not forget Cape Verdean. All my Cape Verdean people out there. Yeah. That's pretty interesting stuff here. Pretty interesting stuff here. What do you guys think, huh? So what do you guys think, huh? Did you guys enjoy this one? I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. All right. Just getting some music. Sorry. Really appreciate everybody that came through. I was looking at all the names in the chat. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate all my patrons, all the supporters, everybody that's been tuned in for a long time. All the new people, welcome. I hope you guys catch up. Have the time to do that if you can. Make the time. I have a lot to show you if you haven't seen the presentations. And I got a lot more coming, guys. I got a lot more coming. Trying to get these out the way. I had a lot of these trees already done. But thank you for your patience. This was almost 3 hours long. Great time to end it now before it reaches the 3 hour mark, so people can actually sit down and watch this. I hope you guys found this very interesting, very important, very revealing. I hope it opens up your mind on who you think people are and not just judge a book by its cover and assume all so-called white folks are the same, or assume all so-called black folks are the same, or all so-called Mexicans are the same, or whatever you want to call people and generalize on whatever tags you want to put on people. All right. I hope this helps with all that. Break out of all those bad habits, judgmental, preconceived notions and stereotypes and all that. All right. Thank you once again. Give thanks to the Great Spirit. Much thanks to Hawa for this moment, for allowing me to do this, giving me the time to do things like this and be able to bring this to you. I appreciate that a lot. It's a blessing. Blessings to you guys all. Much blessings and protection from Hawa to you guys listening right now. Thank you for all the support. Much love and respect. Pura vida, mi gente. Pura vida. Hawa.